Welcome back to the Gold League for World of Tanks. I'm Clutch, joined on the set by Rukill. And we're having a good time so far. Some fast matches, but some really, really high-octane matches from these two matches we've seen so far, these 4 different teams. The next matchup will be Cunninghams versus Pub Stars. I want to remind everybody about what we're doing on Twitter. All you have to do is make sure to follow us at WGLNA and send us your letters from home to your favorite players. Now, we've seen some examples in our segment so far, and it's been a blast.
I'm really
to show.
enjoying those.
It's so fun, so fun. It's always in, it's always in jest in case anybody's like, well, that was kind of mean. It's not mean, guys. We're having fun. This one is from Brian Evans on Twitter. He says, to all those serving in our armed forces, thank you. Hope you can make it home safe. Hashtag USAF. Hashtag United States Air Force, United States Marine Corps, U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, and U.S. Coast Guard. I'm going to give you a wholehearted whoop coming out from the Air Force there, man. Thanks a lot. And then Marines, they say hoorah. That's their cheer.
Precisely.
Man, I joined the Air Force 10 years ago.
And now you're not in it anymore.
10 years ago.
Now you're here.
I know.
You told me a few stories about the stuff that just bringing you along is done. Yeah. You did the. You also worked at the warehouse too.
I worked at a government logistics contractor. I worked at a warehouse where we outfitted SEAL Team 6, where I gave them their scuba gear, their wetsuits, and I had a lot of fun with those guys. And they would come in. I've done a lot with my life at 27, honestly, when I look back at it.
Good job, Clutch.
Well, it's brought me to a lot of different places, but I feel I'm in the right place now because I love to entertain. And I feel honored that I was part of the United States Armed Forces for a short time, and I still keep in touch with friends that actually, one of them, Cadet Keck, he saw me on the broadcast. He's like, hey, man, I haven't talked to him in years. So, how you doing? He's got 3 kids now, and we were in the same ROTC class together, the same cadet class.
Wow, that's a while back.
The same Arnold Air Society flight. 6 months of excruciating training and for Arnold Air Society.
It's what it takes, Clutch.
Oh, man. Tell you what, it was fun marching in the snow in Utah, and we all had to look uniform, and somebody didn't bring their gloves, so we all couldn't wear gloves.
That sounds about right.
That was not fun. That was
normal.
Not fun. Plenty of stories, guys. We're here for tanks. Let's jump into the face-off. Cunninghams versus Pub Stars. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. How's it going?
Nice hat.
New hat tonight.
Love the hat, Yankee. Love the hat. And I'm sure you're going to understand all the questions in this interview since A. Martin does not speak Spanish.
All right, guys. You both. This is a little weird for maybe for you guys, but I want to get your opinion on a different team. Both of your opinions. You both played Cazadores. Pub Stars, you lost to Cazadores. Cunninghams, you won against Cazadores. I'm correct, right? Sorry, Cunninghams, right? You guys won against Cazadores?
Not this season.
Not this season?
We haven't played them yet.
That was last season, right? I think so.
Possibly.
Okay, I was looking back at my notes from last season. I was like, you guys have played it before. I want to get your opinion. You guys have seen their play as well. I want to get your opinions of what you think of another team to start this off. Start with A. Martin. What do you think of Cazadores this season?
I think they show flashes of brilliance and flashes of what are they doing. Pretty inconsistent, but they have a lot of good players, and I know a few of them.
Okay. And then Yankee, what do you think of Cazadores?
Well, they certainly handled us fairly easily last night. Looked to me like they did a lot of research. Seemed to me like they were pretty ready to scrape our T1s off last night. They may have known a little bit about where I was going to be, especially on Ruinberg last night. They're very similar to us. We're, can be great one night, be horrible the next. So, as Martin said, consistency is probably their biggest concern, as well as ours.
All right. A. Martin.
Yes.
MS1s. I've seen you guys bring that a few times. Can you tell us why?
Yeah, so on mines and steps, because on those maps, T1 capping doesn't happen as much. MS1's almost as fast as the T1, and there are certain situations where your T1 has a lot of potential shots on the enemy. Like on mines with the hill fight, if take the MS1 out into the southern island, you can get shots up on that hill and just get some damage out of him. Well, he's a tripwire over there anyways, so it's not like there's much difference between a T1 and an MS1 there.
All right. And Yankee, do you agree with that kind of approach, or do you think just T1 Cunningham best T1?
T1 Cunningham best T1 for us at this point.
All right. Because I know you're in the T1s a lot, Yankee.
I am always in a T1. I don't think you've seen me in a tier 8.
Yeah,
hope if you ever see
I had
me
to.
I hope if you see me in a tier 8,
Yeah.
you'll treat me like you treated relics. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, I would be sure to treat you like I treated relics, with all due respect.
Well, Yankee, we treat you younger than relics because clearly that's the case. Let's go ahead and get to the coin flip. Before we do that, though, do you have any words for your opponent, Yankee?
Good luck tonight.
Martin?
We don't have any room to talk smack right now.
Hey, Martin, anything to say?
Try not to kill yourselves, and should be a good fight.
All right. Coin flip goes to the Cunninghams. Heads or tails, hey, Martin?
Heads.
Heads is the call. Tails is the flip. Pub stars, map choice or defer?
We're gonna pick steps tonight.
Steps first map coming out of Pub stars. Spawn
Oh,
position,
okay.
Cunninghams.
North.
North side for the Cunninghams. South side for Pub stars on steps. Gentlemen, always a pleasure to see you, especially the hat, Yankee. Best of luck.
Thanks.
Millard is going to move up and put pressure ahead of Silent Demise, protecting him. But now the Millard is spotted. Captain No Pants, but the shutout does not connect.
Commander JC Slider. These 1390s are going
Oh, it's a
to fight it
2v1.
out.
Commander J is at a huge
And
disadvantage here.
two shots from Slider. Looks like one of them missed at least. The second one could have bounced. But Slider's going to fall. 47, and then he falls to Zevin. 37 seconds left on the map. This is going to be a spread.
And 42,
And the retreat.
40 seconds on cap. Not enough time to really make that happen. Cunninghams can delay the cap and make a brawl happen elsewhere. Red Paradise is really low, and they're closing the distance. Silent Demise looking for Captain No Pants, driving ever forward. He stops, zeroes a shot. One hit into Captain No Pants. Second one will finish him off. Now Millard comes in and finishes off Red Paradise.
3 tanks to kill in 10 seconds.
Not going to happen.
Can the Cunninghams do it?
Not going to happen, I don't think. Those two 1390s are too far north. Militant A3 try his hardest. Germ is tracked. Another 1390 fire takes him to the 18. Militant not able to get the kill as the draw.
And that's it. It is a draw, folks, between Pub Stars and the Cunninghams on steps. The first choice map that was for Pub Stars. We're going to take a break. When we come back, battle number 2 will begin between the Cunninghams and the Pub Stars, two teams that have joined us in Season 1 and Season 2 finals. Stay tuned. The Gold League continues after this. Welcome back to the Gold League for World of Tanks. I'm Clutched on my Rookkill, and we're getting ready to start battle number 2 of Cunninghams versus Pub Stars. Steps draw long range between the two teams there, behind a lot of rock cover. No dice for either team. No dice.
It seems like Pub Stars was trying to kite them out to get them to get too aggressive, like the Millard, or get Commander J to move too far forward. They were able to get Commander J, but with only 10 minutes of game, I don't think Cunninghams are going to make that many mistakes. And because of that, Pub Stars' strategy for that battle just didn't work out. That's, I think, what Pub Stars is going for, just to kite him out.
In the very end, though, if they would have had one more tank up there with them and went for the flag cap a little bit faster, they could have had it.
Maybe, but of course Cunninghams could have just thrown a tank up there and sacked it to get the delay.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly, but you go for more the chances of winning rather than the chances of having a draw.
That
You wanna
was
have
a
more.
win condition, yeah.
You want to have more win conditions in your favor, and then if the team does stop the win condition, at least it was a good firefight.
Yeah, at least maybe they could have screened it too. That might have been able to
Possible.
work.
That's what we
There's
saw.
a
them-
lot of things, but the Cunninghams, I don't think they really had a situation aside from just actually the fight winning out in that one. They didn't have the cap ability with the T1's gone. Although A. Martin really did a good job in the T1 in the MS1.
In the MS1.
Yeah, he was behind a rock, hiding there. There was a Pershing looking for him. 1390s knew they couldn't come out into the open for him. There was too much cover fire, and he did a good job. Very controlled, keeping calm and cool.
Keeping calm, cool, and collected is what you have to do as a commander for these teams in World of Tanks. It's time for battle number 2 on Cliff between Cunninghams versus Pub Stars. Let's battle.
Looking at these tanks, we have 2 T69s and 3 1390s for the side of Cunninghams. Pub Stars, a single T69 and 4 1390s.
For the French light tanks and a T69. 4 shots versus 6 with a faster reload on the T69. This is... I find this matchup going to be
But there's more damage
intriguing.
in the 1390s.
There is more damage. There's more burst damage. And
Well,
hey,
in the single clip.
if you if you take them out, doesn't matter how fast they can reload, they're dead. And
Precisely.
That's the
You just
mentality
have to
of
get those
having
shots on target.
for the 1390s. T69 is more accurate distance-wise compared to 1390s. Agree or disagree?
1390s, they're both pretty terrible at sniping. They're just like, I just think they're both bad for sniper tanks.
Oh, of course. Not
Well,
their
the heat's
role.
fine for the T69.
Yeah.
That works pretty well.
It's just not the role, but just when it comes
Yeah.
down to if you had to measure them up.
Spotting happening. Captain No Pants Germ going to the west. Sound Demise is going to be out there all alone. He takes a hit actually on his way out. And Red Paradise may get hit. Silent Demise looks for that. Martin takes down Yankee in the north. Baguk tries to trade back. Not able to finish off Miserable. And that T1, a Martin. That is a huge loss.
Silent Demise took 2 huge hits from German Captain No Pants, down to 375. Smart play by Captain No Pants and Germ by getting the shots and backing up, not
Silent
overcommitting,
Demise to 128.
because that allows them to get those shots on the other side.
But
Nice
here
work
comes
by
the
Zevin.
push. Commander J is in first, followed by Militant. They focus on Zevin. He goes down. Now the second tank to be focused is Red Paradise. Red Paradise is down to 154. Commander J down to 120. Siler takes him down. Now Millard is chasing down Slider, but there are 2 1390s that have returned to engage onto Taka and Militant.
Captain No Pants and Germ are going to focus on Taka 001 at the T-69s. Nice hit from Militant to turn the tank around. Captain No Pants and his battle buddy focus on Taka, and he falls first. Captain No Pants takes a hit from Millard. Millard lines up another shot.
Oh, Militant wastes a shot, though, into that 1390, but now he'll start connecting on Germ. He misses a shot, and that is 1 shot maybe left for Militant. He puts it into Slider, tracking him even, down to 628. Millard is on reload, I believe. Militant is on reload, 20 seconds on that. However, T1s in the north will begin cap momentarily.
This is very smart and effective from the pub stars with those T1s, because that 1390 and the T-69 will be reloading. With that, this allows Slider and Germ to get into better positions to hold off the return of Militant 83 and Millard to get to the north. They're going to have to be quick, though, because now those T-69s are moving, and they just lost sight of them.
Yeah, Millard's going to chase him. Militant deciding he's just going to the open. Germ zeroing, though, on the back of Militant. Militant in reply. Militant has better inner shot, so he could win this out. Misses a shot. 1 more left in his clip, and it misses. Militant's out of shells. Germ gets free damage, but here comes Millard to maybe mess with that. Can he save his battle buddy? He misses a shot, and there goes the T-69. Millard will be able to kill Germ, but he's lost his T-69 battle buddy. Now it's 2 T1s and a 1390 versus Millard at 369.
Here comes
hit
a
points.
sliding push from Slider, and he's able to get the track shot. Millard gets crashed into.
Oh,
well, no
Slider
damage
misses
being
a little
done.
bit. Millard could get this. They both miss. Millard's out of shells, I think, and he's on reload. He
And
will go down.
Slider gets the kill, and Pub Stars takes the victory on Cliff. Excellent use of the T1s and the spread location-wise of Germ, getting up the mountains and using the rock faces as much cover as possible on uneven ground.
Yeah, this is the first time we've really gotten to see that utilized to full effect in any of our matches so far. The top of the hill is just, it's not a position that's viable. You'll get shut down immediately if you try and go there early game.
Yep.
Late game, though, it works out. It really, and we saw that. Although Millard, Millard and the T-69 with him, that was, who was that? That was
Militant?
Militant. Was that Militant? Yeah, in the
It's Millard and
T-69.
Militant 83.
Yeah, if Militant had made his shots count or Millard had not blown the first shot, maybe we could have seen a different story. Militant lives, goes to finish off the T1s. Millard holds off the other 1390, and there's a victory, though, for Cunninghams. But the thing is, not making your shots.
That's not what happened. They have to hit those
Oh,
shots.
that hurts so much.
We're going to go to a commercial break. We come back. Battle number 3 between Cunninghams and Pub Stars. Stay tuned. You're watching the Gold League for World of Tanks. Highlight material indeed. That's from last season, Season 2, the last time Cunninghams faced the Pub Stars. One of the most incredible games we've ever seen. Probably in all of esports, pretty much what happened with the situation on the map.
I'm really glad we got the comms with that one, just as I planned.
Yeah, that was perfect. That
Okay.
really was perfect.
But second time on Cliffs, Pub Stars takes it. Yeah.
Pub Stars, I think, kind of learned their lesson a little bit.
Yeah.
being
Although they
careful
kind
about
of
that.
had it won a little bit the first time.
Yeah.
They had all the advantages. It's just they happened to.
It was the firefight with Independent too.
Yeah.
Trying to keep him alive because he was stuck down there. He wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah. But the thing is, they told Rella to go, and I was like, okay, I'm going.
No.
Just went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens, guys. Sometimes crazy things happen in life, but especially in World of Tanks. Next battle will take place on Himmelsdorf. This is battle number 3 of the Cunninghams versus the Pup Stars. Let's get into the map.
Taking a look at the tanks, we see 2 5100s and 3 IS-3s for both sides. Yep. Mirror matchup. Oh, wait, never mind. A. Martin's decided for a load tractor.
Go for the little tractor.
Okay. Interesting choice. Maybe he'll join the fight and damage some 5100s. It's possible for, I think, the little tractor pen an IS-3, but not unless he has like a high ground advantage, I think.
Coming
can
from the
pen
top
into
down,
yeah,
not
exactly.
actual the bottom rear
Yeah.
armor.
And maybe if you have a really strong angle on the top turret, I
Really
think.
strong angle if the wind's just right,
Yeah.
and if RNGesus is on your side, you can probably pen an IS-3 and an MS-1. Tell you what, man, if an MS-1 kills an IS-3,
The only way it's going to happen, I think, is you literally drop it on an IS-3.
well, hey, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
Right? Make it happen.
Where are we going? Where are we going with Pup Stars? Pup Stars is one of their T1s almost going up the hill. Yep, he's going to be committing to it. It's miserable. And one of the heavy tanks, Slider, through the windows, get to see the L tractor. Hot Frank in the IS-3, newly added to the team. Pup Stars is going to be covering the tank alley in a reverse angle position. Reverse angle, actually, as well.
Although on the hill, we've got Bagut, Commander J, and behind him, Taka. They'll be heading up towards the hill. Bagut looking for a T1, doesn't find one. Might continue forward, and we could be seeing cover from 5100s. Traditional bait with a T1, 5100s there to cover. And Bagut's going to drive forward, finds Miserable. Does Miserable find the 5100s, though?
Not yet. He's waiting, and he does see him now. T1 is spotted along with 5100's
The
Commander J
jig
Taka
is
1.
up, and I'm expecting to see a push right down the 8 line. And yes, that's what I'm seeing on the minimap. It's waiting to happen. Militant putting out fire, hits Hot Frank.
And they're pulling back. They're not going for the full approach yet.
Pub Stars almost made the right decision. Pub Stars got
Well,
it.
the amount of tanks, they got 3 tanks covering that push.
Go right through the middle. Go right through the middle, Pub Stars. That's the answer. Now, there's a little damage waiting there with comps. Maybe he'll get a hit, but the advantage is there. It's a 5v3 potentially. Oh, and there it goes. Bagut takes down it's Miserable, sorry.
Miserable, and the
Yeah.
T1 was there in the hill, and this is going to be complete hill advantage for the Cunninghams. But that leaves, as you were saying, Rookhill, the tanks above the courtyard completely open.
Oh, but Germ is ready, and he puts a shot into Commander J, says, get back. And Commander J says, okay.
Commander J, where's he? Is he to the south? No, it's Captain
He's on the hill.
Opens.
And I'm waiting for a push to come out of Pub Stars, but it's too late now. Taka is on the way back in preparation of this push. And Commander J is slowly coming back. Or not. He's okay, maybe he's gonna I'm trying to wait for what he's gonna do. He's still on the hill. May just try and get shots from above. Could be a smart move. If he gets all 6 shots out, he could do some really serious damage. Oh, he's looking for shots into the west side of the map. I think that's what he's looking for. He's got a small angle on some spots, but I don't think that's a good angle. Now he's gonna leave it, and now he's gonna head somewhere else. I'm waiting for what Commander J's gonna do, because A. Martin. Oh, and also actually there's a lot of movement. A. Martin's spotting very far forward on the west side of the map. There's a tier 8 very close. He spots Yankee, starts juking around, and I think a tier 8's gonna find him. He sees Captain No Pants. Run, A. Martin, run!
Captain No Pants tries to line up the shot. A. Martin gets right behind cover in time. Captain No Pants is going to have to move further to the west.
If A. Martin baits this out long enough, there are tier 8s to the north that can get... Oh, A. Martin doesn't make the corner, and because of that, No Pants is going to go for the ram.
Oh, devastation.
Pushes him right out of the way, too. A. Martin isn't even an obstacle. He looks like a set piece. Just like a part of everything.
Piece of cardboard.
Yeah.
Yankee moves into the southwest section for any sort of spotting, and this is a full-on commitment from the Cunninghams coming down that train line on the 2 line.
Oh, look at this. Pub Stars thinks the Cunninghams are in the southeast, but Guck has moved forward, and they're moving to the east, or maybe they at least think. Germ is hunting for a T1 Baguk, and I don't know if they've seen the tier 8s. He's going to find Baguk and take it down. And they're moving to the east as a unit, which makes me think they're expecting that engagement, but if they spotted things coming down the 2 line, which I don't think they did, they could just be trying to escape. However, Commander J is somewhere on the backside of the hill, and I'm not sure he's going to run away. Smart move, because there are a lot of tier 8s running along the K line right now.
Yes, there are. This is a really great position for the Cunninghams right now. They can get some flag cap pressure, but they need to be careful on the timing, and that's the timing trigger right now. The T1 falls. He does see the 2 IS-3s, and now he's going to tell the one. Is that Commander Chase still on the hill?
Oh no, Comps is going to walk out into a lot of fire, takes some hit. He only takes one hit. Lucky him. Commander J is desperately going to need to get into this fight, as there are 3 tanks, 20 seconds left on cap, and a 5100 waiting behind.
Here's a possible overmatch of 5
versus 4.
Versus
but
4.
The opening fire is in favor as they take down a tier 8 instantly before much fire can be traded. Commander J will come into this shot. They are going to focus on Zevin. Everyone will focus him down. Great focus fire from the Cunninghams. Next is possibly Hot Frank, as he is down to 137. One more hit from Taka.
Big ammo rack. Comps falls to Germ in the 5100, and now Commander J is finally able to get into the fight. But how many shots do the 5100s have that are remaining?
Commander J is completely full. He's going to have an easy time. Great ram onto Captain No Pants, and he's just going to put as much fire as he can. They need to keep the IS-3 alive. If they keep Silent alive, it's good to go. But there, Silent puts a shot into Germ. Commander J finishes off Germ. Now Captain No Pants all alone.
603 HP. Commander J falls back in the 5100. He tries to go for a ram damage, does 2 HP damage. IS-3 of Silent Demise, moving into the side of Captain No Pants. He is now reloading for one more hit with
Taka
210
should be
HP.
loaded in a moment. I think Taka might get the finishing kill.
Maybe yet as they move in. There's no way Captain No Pants can get out of
Silent
this.
Demise gets the finisher.
And there it goes. Cunninghams takes battle number 3, tying up the series 1-1.
Looking at the tanks, we have a Pershing, T-69, 3 1390s, A Barton, and the Lull Tractor. On the other side, 2 Pershings, a T-69, and 2 1390s. Miserable Yankee taking up those T1s. And remember, guys, Yankee will always be in a T1. But when we see you in a Tier 8, expect big things.
Expect big things.
Especially the tank. It will be much larger.
Well, this may be a bit of a standstill again on this map since the spread is quite large. But maybe we have a trick up the sleeve of some of these teams here.
Perhaps, but looks normal for the scout runs. I see the Millard just going straight for a mid-scout. Not the most efficient. He could have saved himself about a second on this, but makes it in time to see both Germ and Red Paradise make their loops. Nice coverage by them. What do they spot? Clutch.
They see Millard. Hot Frank pushes up in the T-69. They see a lot of tanks now as they get closer to the edge.
Millard takes a hit from Hot Frank, and Hot Frank is able to back off. Got Taka moving up, but there's a Martin, gets taken down by Captain No Pants in the Pershing. This is great center control by the Pub Stars with this. They've done this before, I think, and it worked out well last time. The center control, not going slightly to the west, instead staying on the middle. Now you've got Taka and Comps. Their guns are pulled east. With that, I believe a 1390 is going to go west and to the north and perhaps get side shots on turrets.
Who's over on the hill?
Over on the hill, we've got 2 1390s. One of them is Silent Demise. One of them is Commander J. Soon, also, the Millard will be featured in the west.
Okay. Well, now this is a bit of a reset coming out of Pub Stars. They've moved their Pershing NT-69 to the Echo 6 location on the map. And they have, I mean, Zevin did take some damage in his Pershing. They're not seeing anything yet because Cunninghams have pushed themselves over.
Wait
to
a
the
tick.
west.
Does Baguk spot anything? Baguk has spotted Red Paradise. Red Paradise scouting the east side of the map. Baguk is up on the hill. And Red Paradise doesn't know where this T1 is. He knows he's out there. I know you're there, says Red Paradise. But Baguk says, Baguk. Because he's a chicken.
As he's a chicken.
Yes.
Not as a coward, but as a...
But because he's a chicken.
He's a-
That's what they say.
That's what people eat at Chick-fil-A, chicken.
We eat chicken everywhere.
That's right. I had it
But
last
chicken-
night.
Delicious chicken. You had Chick-fil-A last night, Clint?
I did, but look at this. Look at this. Cunningham's pushing up to the north. They're going to get close to one of the T1s, and they're going to take him out. Both of them. Miserable Yankee fall. Silent Demise was the killer of Yankee. Gem and the 1390.
Silent Demise
rocking
takes a
some
hit to
fire.
his track. Oh,
and he
takes
takes a
another hit.
big hit. 865 at 1100.
612. anymore. Is he still even spotted? I'm expecting to see blind fire still. These Pershings can just waste shells all they want. Silent Demise should still be spotted, right? Because there's a passive tank in A2.
There is a
Maybe.
tank. Oh, no, it has disappeared.
He's active now. He's running.
It disappeared. He has moved back. Germ is getting behind some cover.
Millard is moving north, hunting for 1390. They've figured out something's out there. And Millard will not be able to find it. Very lucky for that 1390 that Millard did not sweep to the east. Instead, he sweeps to the west, not finding. He had to make a choice. Millard chose a good choice, but 1390 chose better and escapes. Smart move by the Pub Stars. But they are down to both their T1s.
Going back and forth, Pubstar is staying very active on this map, but it's because of the Cunninghams push into the north that they have gained some serious map control towards the fly cap pressure. However, because of the northern placement of some of the tanks in the northern section they may be looking towards, that could leave their eastern flank vulnerable to a push in from the Pubstars, but not the case since the scouting's not going to be very, very handy, or come in handy at least for the T1 since they're down. One T1 still left alive though, for the Cunninghams with the duck. Cunningham's now falling back from the north, more towards the Echo section. And that T1, I think Red Paradise, still cruising around.
He found him. He knows, and Baguk backs away. And the cover is blown. Baguk doesn't have anyone to cover him. He's going to have to distract as much as he can. Maybe a counterattack can happen at the same time from the Cunninghams. Fires on Red Paradise. A few connections, actually.
Yeah, he does.
And he's taken down.
Does a little bit of damage.
Okay.
7 and the Pershing gets the kill. That's actually really smart. The 1390 does not want to take the shot, then have to reload.
There's the push we were talking about. Comps taking hits, though, down to 7-78. And Commander J is first into the fray, but he is tracked. Burns his kit. Few shots go past. Puts one into Captain No Pants. Second one into Captain No Pants as a bounce. But Commander J actually may go down very quickly in this fight. 174. One more hit. And actually, wow, Captain No Pants goes down first. There is Commander J dead.
Well, Hopfong is in some trouble. He's surrounded by 2 tanks. One is super low, 272. But he falls, and there goes the Pershing. It's a 3-on-3. It's evened up, and it's in the middle of Prokhorovka between the 2 teams, and the T1 to the south could start putting some flag cap pressure or get back into the fight.
No T1s here, Clutch. They're all dead. Millard.
No, the 1390 I meant.
1390. Millard, though, is at 107 hit points. He's got to have to run and hide. We're going to actually see 1390s living at the end. We're Silent Demise in the Millard. Again, the last 2 tanks alive. Taka is left alone to fend off Zevin for as long as he can. Taka, though, is on reload, and Zevin's going to have free shots. 1 free shot. He's going to get another in just a few seconds. Taka trying to delay as fast as he can. Will run and hide. He's got 20. If he can live for 20 seconds, maybe he can burst down, finish off Zevin. Zevin has 952 hit points. If he lights him on fire, gets enough good high rolls, he could do it. But, nope, not able.
Now when Red Paradise moves in from the south, he gets the cleanup kill.
Now Germ, though, is running away. Silent Demise in hot pursuit.
Oh, he's baiting, and just over the corner, Zevin's going to get the shot on Silent Demise. But no, Germ is able to take it. Miller, the last one left alive, falls, and Pubstars takes battle number 4.
Well, we have to go all the way to the last battle in this one. Cunninghams could bring it back. We could see them go to a draw, actually. Close fought, but because there was a draw in steps, if it goes 2-2, they're only going to get 1 point in that draw.
That's right. So it's a must-win scenario. If the Cunninghams is able to execute a win, we will go to a shootout. But before the next battle, battle number 5, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, the action continues for the Gold League of World of Tanks. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Gold League for World of Tanks. I'm Clutch, joined by Rookhill. Battle number 5 between Pubstars and the Cunninghams is going to take place on Ensk, a city map where brawl modes usually happen on the west.
Predictions, Clutch?
I feel maybe a Waffentrager is going to be brought.
And then winner.
Pubstars. I think
Pubstars?
Pubstars has it with the aggression, the brawl mode. Cunningham's is going to try for a one-line push.
A one-line push.
They're going to try for a one-line push, and it's going to prove to be slightly effective at first, but there's going to be a reverse flank down the center corridor, and they're going to pin him in a corner.
I'd call for a 2-line push, I think, out of
Two-line?
Cunningham's. Going more towards courtyard to courtyard.
That section where that little fountain is, where one of the IS-3s was able to get behind, that little courtyard area, that is underutilized from the south.
Well, the reason it's underutilized, I think, is because it's a little bit small. It's like you remember
small,
the TIE Fighter fountain from Ruinberg?
Yeah, it's
the
tiny.
one that's right over here. It's the same. It's that same fountain, but smaller.
But it can help one tank at least.
It's a little small though.
I know.
It doesn't give good cover.
It's
I
better
think.
than nothing.
But you're talking about a push like that. You're talking about, I think you're saying.
Well, I'm
one line push with counter flank like so.
yes,
That's a good way to do it.
But even if that's not the case, and it goes for between the south and north block blockade, or even north block into the other area, we're seeing multiple tanks come down into the courtyard for the flanks.
Well, actually, this reminds me of something. The when I used to play a long time ago in Ensk, when we would see one line pushes actually happen, we prepared for if they pushed up the one line. We had a bunch of positions right here, and we were getting ready to push right down the middle or around the corner into the north block or something. Sorry, I just drew that in the wrong spot. My screen's bad. The viewing angle, I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, I think I'm on the right spot, and I'm just drawing like 2 grid squares to the north.
Because it illustrates the contrast you have to look over.
Yeah, it's like this, and I'm leaning back like, I got it.
That was well done. Thank you for that illustration. It's time for battle number 5 on Ensk between Pubstars and Cunninghams. Let's battle.
Looking at the tanks, we see three 5100s, 2 IS-3s versus a single 5100, 3 IS-3s, and Red Paradise in the 1390. Interesting choice, delicate choice for Pubstars here.
Yeah, very delicate, but the possibility of that mobility is some little east side kind of messing with. Little, hey, how you doing?
This is strange. We're seeing Silent Demise very early in the battle. Is he going to blind fire? Yes, he's going to stop. Looking down the 6th line, and he fires. Is anyone down there? Is anyone?
Are they actually going towards the courtyard?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so here's a team now utilizing the courtyard a little bit better here. Zevin and the IS-3s pushing across. He will
Militant
be
won't
seen?
spot this. Militant's not in the position to spot this approach. He backs up, could have spotted it, but no, they're actually going to get in. And Silent Demise may get into a keyhole position just in time. Just in time, he spots Zevin. He spots Germ. He puts a hit into Germ, but now Hot Frank. And also fire from the east that is from, it's from the Millard. But Millard's out of this fight, and Militant 83 is cut off.
Takes big 2 hits. Germ, however, gets shot up. He is almost down, and he falls. The rest of Pubstars needs to move in quickly to get this, to get the rest of these tanks. Millard down to 340, and Hot Frank moving across. Looking through the keyhole, he sees it. Big shot from behind, lines it up. Can he get it?
Can he? This is and a low roll.
13 HP left. Hot Frank's got to wait for the reload.
Oh, but the Millard is able to take down Captain No Pants to the south, but he's on reload. T1. Oh, 1390. That's Red Paradise has found Millard, and he's going to be able to unload, finish off the Millard with this 1390. Great use of that mobility. Zevin has to retreat, takes a little bit of damage here, but is able to salvage the situation. Hot Frank also still alive. T1s to the south may fight, but I think Red Paradise may have saved this battle a little bit, as he is looking for tanks on the flank. Oh, but of course Hot Frank is dead.
Zevin taking some big damage. Zevin takes down Militant. Taka is able to get the revenge kill. Yankee takes down A. Martin in the T1, and he's going to go for the flag.
That could work out. If they can distract these guys long enough, send them off to the south. Red Paradise can make the chase happen, but Commander J has found Red Paradise.
Commander J, I think, is out of shots.
Oh, yeah, I believe so. And there's also, Commander J decides Yankee's a better target, actually. And is going to go get Yankee.
That is a smarter choice.
Maybe.
Yankee trying to get out of there. Not going to be the case. Commander J goes for the ram damage and the kill. Miserable, last one left alive. Silent Demise able to take down Red Paradise in the 1390. Guess what, folks? This is going to be a shootout.
Yeah. That's... I'm amazed, actually. The Pubstars went for a really aggressive push, trying to catch their opponent off guard. It almost worked by just happenstance, but GG. Cunninghams, they will take it to a draw, and we're going to see a shootout. First one of... this is the second shootout
of the season. Red Refused to Die won their shootout. And a nice display of splitting the Yag Tigers. They brought 2 of them and split across the plains of Malinovka and went for the double shots. It's going to take a little bit of time to set up this shootout as our admin takes care of the teams here. Why don't you go ahead and explain the rules of the shootout, Rukil?
Gladly. A shootout, guys, is on Malinovka. We're going to take it to the 3 and the 5 line, that field right in the middle of the map. Line them up. Admin says when to fire. Then they open fire. Very simple as that. If anyone fires, though, before the admin says so, we will have to declare a winner right then and there because DQ'd for firing early before the admin says so. Should be exciting though, Clutch.
Should be exciting indeed. Setup may take a little bit, but talking about the end of that series and the best of 5,
Yeah.
I like the approach of what Pupstars is trying to bring, but Germ took too much damage. He fell too quickly. The rest of their IS-3s were, and that low roll.
The approach, the low roll definitely hurt, but the approach was really risky. There were so many opportunities for them to get spotted if their opponent was in the right position, but, you know, Cunninghams were just in the wrong spot at the right time, I guess, and because of that, Pupstars pushed so far in that they actually got strung out a bit. They weren't all together, and they didn't find anyone. What they needed to do during that push is if they found a single tier 8, they could have just wiped it off the face of the map and then gotten an advantage. But the thing is, Cunninghams were nowhere to be found, so they kept pushing and they kept pushing, and Silent Demise actually finally comes upon them. And the position he comes upon them in, he's at a great distance, in hull down, and he gets a free shot off. And I don't think Pupstars were prepared for that kind of a spread, which is, I think it was very similar to Simp's spread on that map. Very defensive, reactive.
With Endo coming in a different corner.
Yeah, and what they do is they bring, and Millard played that role, I believe, this time, coming in on a flank.
Because the setup will take a little bit, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, the shootout of the Cunninghams versus the Pupstars. Stay tuned. You're watching the Gold League for World of Tanks. Again, we apologize about the delay, but the game has started, and so the setup time is going to take a little bit longer than normal. But let's go ahead and detail the tanks one more time of who has what. I'll go through it. Commander J in the IS-3, Militant in the IS-3, Bagak in the Yag Tiger 88.
Bagak.
That is a tank destroyer. Comps in the Yag Tiger 88. Silent Demise in a T-28, so that's a triple tank destroyer lineup.
Yeah, that tank destroyer meta. Tank destroyers hit hard.
Oh, they do.
And it's really hard to pen from the front a Yag 88 and hold down.
The medium ones are used because they're a bigger profile tank. And on the other side for the red team, which is Pupstars, got the 110, Captain No Pants, 7 and a 110, German the IS-3, Hot Falcon IS-3. So it's more of a standard shootout loadout, except having the 110 send the IS-3s. I like the choice, though. Miserable in the Yag Tiger. Red Paradise in the medium, Yankee in the medium. Again, medium used because it is a broad tank, broader, and bigger than a Cunningham. So they want to use that for a hold-down position.
Well, they're going to actually a little bit different angling from the medium ones this time. They've got kind of a little bit of a B thing going on here, angling it like that. Interesting choice. It lengthens their tank ever so slightly, which is ideal for giving cover to everyone in your group. Comps and Guck lining up behind Silent Demise. Commander J and Militant are going to be reverse angling and probably taking the most damage, I think, because IS-3s in hold down, they just take so much damage. There's just the weakness of the top of their turret. I'm wondering why people still bring them if it's so easy to just pen their turret. You know, there's just a huge area to pen. I don't know. I feel like there might be a stronger tank choice. And I guess the stronger tank choice is a Yag 88, of course.
Strong possibility, but then we get into a lot of the bounces that happen between these two different tanks.
There's going to be a lot of spam, guys. HE spam. But the Yag 88 though, the HE is not that great. I don't know if I agree. It's not going to perform that well. They're going to be firing probably all APCR, and with that, I mean, you're hoping for pens, but if it becomes TD meta, I don't know. Maybe it'll become Arty meta to counter it out. If everyone starts bringing tank destroyers, then you start bringing Arty. Tank destroyers aren't that fast. You could just track them out in the open easy. And HE, I mean, landed right on that beautiful top of a tank. Really nice platform to catch shells. Just delicious. Another beautiful
flying
platform.
V.
Catch shells.
Well, flying V could catch shells, but flying V.
I'm just looking at
position
this.
of the Pupstars again.
Oh.
Medium ones turning their turrets at the same time. A little high five.
Are 110s that good in hold down? I don't know. We'll have to see.
Seven
This will
point.
prove it. As I go down to look.
Still waiting for the admin to call fire.
Yeah, they look okay in a hold down, but I don't know if a 110 will perform that well. This will be the proof. This is probably the first time we've seen. Is this the first time we've seen 110s on a shootout? I think. Yeah.
And this number, to me, it
Yeah, this is
feels
the only
not
time.
usual, so I will submit yes, it is.
Okay.
Oh, okay, Yag Tiger in the 88. Do a lot of damage on both sides. Still no fire being called yet. German, the IS-3, he's backing up a little bit in the reverse angle position.
Where did our admin run off to?
He's not going to be in the game. He's going to...
He's decided to be a flying observer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And these teams know the shootout well enough to the point where they can line up.
Yeah, there's specific points where they line up on the map, guys.
The 3 and the 5 line. Say it every time. Hey, I just noticed there's an axe on the T-28.
There is. Sometimes you got to chop down trees or other...
Yeah, but Russians are
obstacles
smart. They
in the
usually
way.
just have a log already. Oh, and that's
Here
fire.
we go. And Hot Frank takes down the first medium. Yak Tiger takes a big hit, and the other medium falls on the other side. Germ takes down the other medium. So Yak Tiger Miserable took a big hit along with 7. A couple more bounces, heat shells. Are these
And
AP?
HE. I see
HE
HE everywhere.
shells, yep.
But everyone's got spall liners. Oh, Silent Device taking a hit, though. He does have a weak point on the top of his tank. Go zoom in, find where he took a hit. Yep, that looks like it went straight. Yep, there is the hatch. Very easy to hit. He's taken a second hit to the hatch. Another hit near the hatch. HE exploding all over his tank, being caught on a mantlet.
A bit more firing happening. Silent Demise has taken some serious damage, as you mentioned. So, Captain No Pants takes a hit in the 110.
That's Commander J. Solid connection right there. Militant. They're looking for those 110s, I think. And Commander J actually takes a hit, gets tracked. And he could take more fire. Very nice simultaneous fire from Militant Commander J. Shot streaming over. HE 425. That's
big
not
hit.
HE.
Big hit against Miserable. 467. Hot Frank takes a hit.
Seeing more, not. Oh, more.
Oh,
looks like-
Miserable may fall here.
Oh, these
One shot
connections.
away.
So
And
many
that's gonna be a big
connections in
hit.
favor of our blue team, the Cunninghams. I'm really thinking they might take this one. I'm not seeing as much damage go out onto the Cunninghams.
That HE damage did even more to Miserable, and he falls from the T-28 of Silent Demise. This T-28, I feel, is doing some significant damage on this battlefield.
Although he is one shot away, if someone else can make an APCR shot on, put APCR right into the hatch, they could finish him off. But Silent Demise would make beautiful cover for these Yak-88s. And dead or alive, he actually makes it probably better alive.
I'd say better alive. You want something
Yeah.
to bite back.
Although he's a one hit away, anyone could hit him.
Another hit.
Oh, there it is. 177 hit points. More connections coming out.
Have No Pants down to 306. 7 at 395. And Hot Frank tries to go for another hit. Nothing's really landing for the side of Pubstars here. Oh, except right when I say that, T-28.
You jinxed him. You jinxed Captain
Almost
No Pants,
down.
and now he's dead.
Almost down. Silent Demise at 15 HP. Germ backing up, trying to line up the shot. Can he get it? Yes, he can.
That is a big hit. Silent Demise was doing quite a bit of damage, but these IS-3s are still hitting so hard.
110.
Well, Commander
Uh,
J's going to
110.
switch sides. Reverse angling with Militant A3. Doesn't have any more targets out to his out towards the east. Rather the north, I should say.
Germ trying to line another shot.
Small HE hit onto
damage.
Militant. Very small. And Militant gets scared. He's finally taking damage and he gets scared. He's going to back off. Oh, I think that's Beguk is going to start pushing. That is it. He's going to start pushing a wreck. Time to advance Beguk and Militant.
110s, landing a couple hits against Guk. Looks like the 3-tank destroyer loadout worked pretty well so far. Will it continue?
Possibly.
More shots into the side of the 110 and the IS-3. A lot of bounces still. 7. There's a little bit more damage on return fire. 70 HP done at that time.
Beguk straightens it up. He can't be pushing this little T1 at an awkward angle or else he'll expose himself. Militant, though, is going to help out in reverse in his IS-3. And closing the distance. There's still so much ground to cover. Oh, my.
There is, but they're getting closer, step by step by step. 7 is, oh, that shot did not hit. He's still trying to get something against Beguk. And now Commander J pushes up in the IS-3.
Barely moves to the right just in time to avoid a shell. And Comps is actually still going to be in the back. I guess he's just going to stay covering, but Beguk is closing the distance. The engagement range becomes closer. 200 meters now between the two of them.
Another shot fired.
Solid
19
shot
damage.
into Commander J. And yeah, this is the choo-choo train of death.
Choo-choo pain train.
Yeah.
It's taking a long time to get up there. But I think I can train.
chuck, 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 chuck.
Shots firing. Once they get close, they're going to switch over
I
to
wonder
AP.
if Baguk's out of shells. I wonder if that's why he's pushing forward. He's just like, guys, I'm out of shells. I'm bored. Let's go. And everyone else is like, okay, sounds like a good idea.
How many shells does Yak Tiger can load?
A lot, but I know people have run out of shells in these before. Because I talked to some of the pros. They're like, yeah, I've run out of shells before. The other team didn't know, but I just closed the distance. And they aimed at me.
Oh, they're getting closer now. They are getting closer.
And Commander J breaks cover a little bit, looks for a shot, and actually takes a little damage for that. Oh, but in reply, Zevin takes a hit, I believe, down to 398. They could still do this. There is a possibility Pubstars take this one back, but they have to keep cool and promptly destroy these IS-3s once they reveal themselves. But that's going to be hard, though, because Baguk is now very, very close. And the engagement range is like, it's point blank, effectively.
Almost. This is Revolutionary War style, guys. Look how close they are.
Well, except they have cover.
I mean, yeah, they do have cover. Guerrilla tactics.
This is way above Revolutionary War class. They've discovered cover.
Militant takes down Zevin, and now the rest of the tanks can push up against Pubstars. And here comes Commander J and the IS-3. Hot Frank and Germ. Can they hold out? Probably not. Well, Germ turns a corner.
Oh, Comp's finally moving up. There you go. Comps took you a while, but because they're that close now, it's finally time. Baguk begins moving forward ever so slowly in his Yag-88. Hot Frank makes a connection. Germ makes a connection, and actually that will be the Yag-88 down. Now I guess you got Commander J and Militant 83 peeking around. Once Commander J is loaded, he should finish off Hot Frank, unless something crazy happens. But Commander J actually loses his ammo rack.
Militant 83 takes a hit from
it won't
Germ.
matter.
Militant 83 lines up the shot. Point blank. Fires. Or does
So
it
Commander J was wrecked, but
Militant gets it.
Militant gets it.
Shootout victory goes to the Cunninghams. They will take 1 point in group play. Well, 2 Yag Tigers and a T-28?
Yeah.
Brought?
Interesting choice.
A lot
Didn't
of tank
work.
destroyers.
But how much does that T-28 do as far as damage?
Well, it worked. They won. T-28 did 1,829.
I didn't feel like the T-28 was a good choice though. That's what I was thinking.
Well, 3 tank destroyers worked out, and the T-28 was the one doing a lot of the damage halfway through the map.
Yeah. I don't know. He went. I felt like it was easily defeated once they figured it out. I think if Pubstars had just taken the hits for it and everyone just focused on that one hatch, because it was really well exposed on the T-28, I think they could have killed him much quicker. But instead, they kind of held back a little bit, and they didn't make those connections.
Well, that does it for the shootout. That does it for the series. We're going to take our halftime break. When we come back in 10 minutes, we will continue the rest of the night with match number 4 of Nerve versus Refuse to Die. Again, guys, please send in your letters from home. They're really funny. At WGLNA on Twitter. And also a special shout out to Trevor, who is 7 years old today. He is the son of producer Sean. So give a quick little happy birthday on Twitter to him as well. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Stay tuned. You're watching the Gold League for World of Tanks.